And before we went to break, we were starting to talk about, you know, they do the all-natural pageant as compared to the glitz pageant. But we were just getting into talking a little bit about all the things that go along with pageants, and one of them was coaching. So Crystal, tell us some more about where that fits in.
Well, when you get into mainly the glitz pageants, pretty much the natural ones are pretty simple. You just go to your X and you do a spin, and it's pretty simple. But when you get into those glitz pageants, they can get a little more competitive, and you need more of a routine, and that's where sometimes the coaching comes involved.
Is this like a talent type routine?
I don't know that I'd call it a talent type routine as much as it's kind of a cross between a talent and like a dance routine. They just show you how to walk from one X to another, what you're going to do at each X. If you're doing swimwear, they'll have you do a little swimwear routine where you like dive into the water and where you shake your little butt, or, I mean, they do all sorts of little routines.
So it's more on the realm of dance. They're not out there singing necessarily, or do they have some of those?
That would be more in the talent section.
Okay, so some of these pageants do have a talent section, and then you might bring in whatever your talent. Besides dance, it could be singing or playing musical instrument or whatever.
Our last pageant had a talent competition. The scores didn't go into the total scoring. It was its own competition by itself. But we had a talent. We had singing, and what else did we have?
Singing and dancing.
Dancing.
So singing and dancing. And you know, I couldn't let you two ladies go without asking you your opinion, your personal opinion, and I know you've already said that you're not totally into glitz, and especially you, Miranda, you like the more natural ones. But, you know, you saw, I'm sure, somewhere on the news where the mother put her daughter in the outfit of the pretty woman. And, you know, that was the prostitute costume.
It was awful.
Go ahead, tell me your thoughts.
You know, you watched it, and even as a pageant mom, I mean, because some people will come at you and say, well, you're a pageant mom, you must understand that. No, I have no understanding for that at all. I know she was trying to get points, and she was trying to get the wow factor, but that was crossing a line to me. I don't condone that at all.
Well, for national news to pick it up, it certainly was controversial, and you felt that. How about you, Crystal? You don't seem to react as strongly, so go ahead.
Not quite as strongly. My theory on the situation is, I look at Halloween costumes, and what you'd wear at Halloween was what she wore worse than what some of the girls wear at Halloween. If it was worse than what some of the girls would wear at Halloween, then we'd have a problem. But I mean, I could see her wearing that out at Halloween, and nobody would say anything about it. That's kind of where I stand with it.
Well, and how about that? Leading off from that, what you just mentioned, how about some people criticizing pageants for sexualizing little girls? And I think, you know, that's particularly evident in the glitz pageants.
Yeah. We have a lot of problem with, well, she's only 4, why do you put makeup on her? And why do you let her wear such short, stony dresses? But at the same time, she's just plain dress up. We only do it when we're at the pageant, and then when she leaves, she's back in blue jeans, t-shirts, and falling down and playing race cars in the dirt with her brothers. So I mean, it's just at the pageant. She doesn't do it every day.
Well, I know I've watched my share of Toddlers and Tiaras, and those little girls, you know, they'll do a natural photo of them, and they have missing teeth, and, you know, they might be redheads with freckles, and then you saw them all made up, and they don't even look like the same little girl. Yeah. So that has been one of the criticisms, you know, of this, but it sounds like you also have the pageant moms in families that support this, but don't support necessarily making it quite as flamboyant or whatever. What about pageant dads? What do you see of dads? Do any of them get involved?
We have separate.
One dad does and one doesn't.
We married twins.
Yes.
So, and they're identical twins.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Crystal's husband takes the hands-off approach. That's mommy's thing. You go with mommy. I'll stay at home.
He takes care of the boys.
My husband is the opposite. He's right up in there. He's helping get her outfits. He's not the people you see on Toddlers and Tiaras where the dad takes over and is real flamboyant with everything.
Yeah, he almost looks like he might be gay or something.
Right.
Yeah. You know, you're like, what?
He's not that
okay.
bad.
Yeah.
He's more of a, I'm going to take the pictures because I know that you don't have time to, and I'll make sure that her outfit for the next section is ready on the bed for when you guys come up to the hotel room and get it. He's more of the behind the scenes organizer, but he really enjoys doing all of that. So
now, do you have any other children though?
I don't.
Okay, so you have the one daughter, but you have sons. You also,
Yes.
Crystal, have some sons in the picture.
Yeah. So when
Because here we are, it's almost like a real true case study, you know,
Yeah.
that we could do because they're biologically identical twin
Yeah.
brothers, and one is this way and one's the other. I wonder if you have some sons, if that might change.
Well, I had.
But
We did take my husband to a pageant when we went to Missouri, and we then in turn had to take my other two children. So they got quite bored and quite frustrated, so they'd watch their sister and then go back to the hotel room and watch the basketball game. And then they'd come down and watch their sister and go back to the basketball game because they just couldn't handle sitting there that long. My husband, he's with it. I mean, he's like, whatever you want to do, but he has told me over and over again, the minute she says she doesn't want to do it anymore, we have to stop. I mean, she's in gymnastics and cheerleading, and she took dance but hated it, so she quit. So as soon as he says, once she tells us she's done, there will be no more.
that'll be the
end of it.
That'll be the end of the
Yeah.
pageants, absolutely. Did you happen to watch that movie, Little Miss Sunshine?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I've never been to one of these, but my husband's daughter did pageants when she was young, and he said that was the perfect depiction of pageant moms. You know, how a lot of them were kind of, and I've seen that on the Toddlers and Tiaras, where are they back there mouthing the words and jumping around and coaching from the sidelines?
Well, you do have those moms that do that because you look at it from a financial point of view. They have spent the money to do it, and they want to make sure that their daughter has the edge to get, you know, a bigger crown. And so actually you get kind of stressed out as a pageant mom because, you know, is her hair okay? Is her outfit okay? Is she going to remember to go to the X's? Things like that.
You're like their coach.
You are.
Yes.
And you're trying to, you know, keep it all together so that it doesn't bleed over to the child.
It's
You
like
don't
you're
want them to
coaching
be
from the
worried.
sidelines. But do you see many mothers that maybe have you run into those that are maybe pushing a child into this who's maybe reluctant, but it's kind of the mom's dream?
I haven't personally seen it at the natural side, but like I said, the natural side is a lot more relaxed than the glitz side. So have you seen?
I don't know that I've seen any. I know a lot of the Toddlers and Tiara shows are really hard to watch now that my daughter has been to one. They tend to chop them up and make them look really good on TV. I mean,
Well, it means make the little girls look really good?
no,
or
it
what do you
means
mean?
make drama for ratings, would I say? Because there was a spot where my son was not in the room and watching a little girl, but then when it came to the TV show, he was in the room watching. And I was like, you weren't there, you were upstairs watching football or basketball. And he's like, no. But so it's hard to tell on the TV that those girls don't want to do it, because a lot of them look like they don't want to do it. But I haven't run into any myself that truly do not want to be there.
Yeah, you do have to wonder, and we're going to have to close here, but you do have to wonder how many of those young people for the TV show are just edited at their worst moments.
Yes.
Because kids this age are going to get cranky. They're going to, you know, be tired or need a nap or something like that. So it's kind of encouraging for me to hear from you ladies that, you know, this sounds like a very positive thing that you're doing as, you know, as mothers, and actually even for their health and their development and their social development, certainly. Well, thank you so much, Miranda and Crystal, for coming.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay. Well, we have another guest coming on, and of course that's going to be our actual little pageant person with her mom. This is the Joan Jerkovich Show on 910 KINA, so stay tuned. You'll want to hear about that. Stop. That was kind of an odd stop, Paul. But we got it. A big thanks to my listeners for staying tuned in to the Joan Jerkovich Show here on 910 KINA. We're here with our second guest of the morning. We've been talking about the Kansas Cuties pageant. We have a little contestant here with her mom. We have Crystal Weishaupt and Contessa, our contestant. Hi, welcome.
Thanks for having us.
Well, and I have to tell people, I always mention, go to watch the video, because she's here in her tiara, and she's got her Kansas Cuties, what do you call that? Sash.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that something you might have won in one of their contests or pageants?
Everybody got 2 toys, a crown, and a sash.
Just for participating, just for coming?
Yeah, everybody that participated won a tiara and a sash and toys, and Contessa also won 2 medals. Do you want to tell them what medals you won?
I won the best personality, and it says on the back.
Uh-huh. You have your
And I
medals
won
here. We'll kind of
best
hold them up for
smile.
the video. Best personality. And what was the other one?
Best smile.
And best smile. Well, you are a very pretty little girl. How long have you been doing this?
This is my first one.
You've only been to one pageant?
Yes, this was our first experience.
And did you enjoy it? Tell us what you thought of it.
I thought it was fun because for one day I could just do what I wanted to do and be a princess.
What did you all have to do to get ready for the pageant?
We got to get our makeup on. We couldn't have very much makeup, and we had to put our ball gown on, and we had to get our shoes ready. And
Now tell me what makeup you actually did wear, because the pageant organizers who were just here said that there are some restrictions, because was this one of those what they call natural pageants?
This was a natural pageant, which is the only pageant that I will allow Contessa to participate in, because I really feel strongly about teaching our girls to be comfortable in their own skin. And Tessa, as you said, is already very pretty, and to teach her that she cannot be on stage without fake teeth or a fake tan or fake hair, it's not really the message I want to send to my daughter. So when I was in contact with Miranda and she said that they would do natural pageants, then I was a little more on board, because I was a little skeptical at first. But the makeup that Tessa wore, they were allowed, her age division was allowed to wear clear mascara only, a little bit of lip gloss and a little bit of blush, just to give them a little bit of color. But no heavy eye makeup, not really even stage makeup like performance makeup.
So no flappers. Tell us what flappers are. The only reason I know what that is I have watched Toddlers and Tiaras.
Do you know what flappers
Do you know what flappers are?
they're like fake teeth, so then if you're in the glitz pageants like Toddlers and Tiaras, if you watch it on TV, then they have flappers and it's fake teeth. So then if you have like daughters that have like lost their teeth before the pageant, then you can put the flapper on.
I've watched that, and I think that's pretty fascinating how they do that. They almost, some of them look too big for their smiles, but they're sort of all about, you know, those glitz pageants, as I've learned from our two previous guests, are all about making it bigger, better, you know, more stage-like, like you said. So you're not into the flappers then. And what about, your mom was saying, you know, then they do the fake tans, and they, you know, they have the spray tan, all the extra makeup. I think you've actually given us, Crystal, a real good opinion of what pageants, you know, can be and how they can be different for young little daughters. What do you think this is giving to your daughter in the ages of, in her age and her stage in development? What is it bringing to her to be in pageants?
I think for us, like our experience a couple weeks ago with our first pageant, sportsmanship is a real huge thing, because it's really hard to sit there and watch other girls win bigger tiaras and be happy for them, but we had to be excited for the friends that we met that day. And it was really awesome to see all the moms and the little girls helping each other. We actually had one of the other little girls, which was in her age division, which was a big competitor of hers, actually showed us a new way to model a gown that we can use for next pageant, and we very well could compete against her again. So that was very nice of them. We loaned one of our bows to another little girl. Our outfit of choice, which was made out of Skittles wrappers, started falling apart 20 minutes before she was to be on stage, and another mom pulled a hot glue gun out and helped us fix her dress. And so I think for us, just making new friends and learning the confidence to be on stage by yourself, learning the poise, learning how to display your personality, and the sportsmanship of it was really what we took away from it, and that's what I hope to gain for her and teach her you know, you are beautiful and you can be on stage. Tessa's actually missing a tooth right now, and she competed that way, and she still won Division Queen.